Hi guys, welcome back to another video. So today I thought I'd do something kind of different. So instead of just filming a regular vlog, I wanted to talk about some of the stuff I've been liking recently. So kind of just a recent favorites across like a bunch of random categories. So I hope you guys like it, and yeah, thanks for watching. The first section I had is beauty related stuff. So this is like actually part of why I wanted to even film this video. I was originally torn between doing like my daily makeup routines type of video. I guess depending, I might still consider doing it, but I wanted to talk about my recent like makeup routine. I feel like I've been experimenting more with like how I use the products that I already have. When I was younger, and I feel like this is true for like everyone to some degree, I like definitely was more focused on like eye makeup, like heavy eye makeup, and then smear foundation on, or like don't even wear foundation. Don't really think about like my eyebrows or my lips or anything. And I feel like as I've gotten older, I've started to realize like how much just having like a nice complexion makes you look good, and you don't have to do that much with like the rest of your face. Something that's helped my makeup application process a lot recently is I've been using makeup brushes to put on like literally everything. So I think you might have seen this in one of my recent videos. Like I bought some new brushes. I've been using this kind of thin like spatula one, which I think kind of serves a similar purpose to the like metal spatulas, if you guys have seen those. And it basically just is to put a really thin like layer of the product on your face. You can definitely do this with your fingers as well, but yeah, I just happen to have that. But that one I think is like less necessary. This is what I've been using to put on my foundation and like blend it in. And I like love this. I used to use only like dense, small brushes for foundation, and I think those are good when you want like more coverage. But if you just want like a really natural, like sheer layer all over, I feel like a stippling brush is really good because it kind of like just blends everything out and like shears it out almost. It gives you like such a perfect natural base. This is my concealer brush. It's super dense, kind of angled in like a triangle. And I like the shape because it just like fits like perfectly into all those spots on your face. And my fingers like rub off the coverage more. And with that brush, I just like tap it in until the edges kind of get like diffused, but the actual product like stays stronger. This is the brush I was saying I used to use for my like foundation that's really dense. And I've been using it instead for like blending in cream products. It's a good size where it keeps the color where you want it to be. Again, like with your fingers, you're not like smearing stuff around or like disturbing the foundation under it. I think the rest is kind of the same as what I've used before. This like Say blush brush is so good. So that's all for the makeup brushes. Yeah, I've been really liking that. I have been really enjoying like in general layering colors in like my makeup. So whether it's multiple blushes or putting my blush and bronzer colors on my eyes as well. And then also like layering lip colors and wanting like a similar color kind of theme or like look. I've been mixing like a more true neutral pink blush with like a peachier blush. I think the peach helps like soften it and blend it if you put bronzer on your eyelids as well. And then for lips, I have these two lip liners. They're like very similar, as you can see. That one right there is the rimmel one. So you can see it's a little like lighter and warmer. It's more of like a true pink. And then the one on this side, sorry, I like don't know what side that's going to be on when I'm editing, but that is the like Sephora one, and it's like a true raspberry color, I would say. So I'll layer like one of the lip stains that I like. So I have like benetint, which is more like the cherry color, and then this REM Beauty, which is more like of a berry. This one's a little dark, but still fits with like the raspberry family. And then I'll put like one of these lip liners on top, and then either like a gloss, or if I'm just wearing like chapstick, I have all of these. I used to always go for like mauve colors, and I think those still suit me well in like the winter when I'm more pale. But I think when I'm a little tanner and my skin undertone gets a little more yellow, and then I wear like something with that's kind of mauve and has like a bit of grayer undertones or like cooler undertones, it kind of looks weird. So I think these like darker reddish pink colors have been like suiting me better. Okay, I think that's it for makeup. Oh my god, wow, talked a lot. The next beauty thing I have is Shu Uemura hair nourishing protective hair oil. And I've actually had this for like a really long time. I used to just not utilize it that much because I always wear like leave-in conditioner after I wash my hair. So I was like, okay, I don't need like oil and leave-in conditioner. It's kind of heavy, I guess. But I realized that it's also a heat protectant, not just like a hydrating hair product. So the instructions are actually like to put it on when your hair is damp before you style it, and then also again after you like do whatever you're doing, like curling it or blow drying it. So I don't blow dry my hair every time I wash it, even though I feel like I really should because it looks a lot better. But when I do, I've been so basically getting out of the shower, drying my hair a little, putting in leave-in conditioner, just like a little bit, and then sealing it in with the oil, then blow drying my hair, which I feel like makes it less heavy than using those products and air drying it because it like dries out your hair kind of. So then I blow dry and then I put a tiny bit of oil again after just to like smooth it out. That's what I did today, and I didn't dry it to like full completion. I dried it like 80% of the way. But I think it like looks nice. Like I feel like my hair looks smoother and like I like the heat protection element of it. So I've been using it a lot more. The last beauty thing I have is literally just Aquaphor, which I have like always used a lot throughout my life. But I feel like with, like getting into skincare and like makeup and stuff, there's so many products, and like I have like lip masks and like all this stuff, both for like my lips and my cuticles or like my just skin in general. And like honestly, I always just want to use Aquaphor. Like, I find myself reaching for it more than over like my lip balms and stuff sometimes, like before bed. So yeah, I just wanted to mention it because I've been using it a lot more. So next section is clothes. So first is like hemming my jeans and getting them shortened to the right length. All the jeans I have now are hemmed like for my length with the shoes that I tend to wear with them. And I think because also they're like straighter, wider leg pants, it helps like preserve the shape of the pants, like the intended shape of the pants a lot better because there's not just like all this bunching around your ankle. But yeah, I've been really liking that, and I feel like now I'm pretty convinced that like anytime I buy new jeans or new pants, it's worth it to just get them hemmed. And it's like not even that expensive, especially in New York. There's like tailors and dry cleanings everywhere. Okay, the other clothing item I have is just generally like long skirts, and specifically for work. So I've always just worn like jeans and pants, like trousers to work, which is fine. But I think this is caused by two things. Like one, the jeans I was wearing more like a few months ago were Levi's, and they were like extremely hard and stiff. So I would just like dread wearing them all day. And by the time it was like 3 or 4 p.m., I was like, I need to like change out of these. So I guess two things. Like one is I got a couple pairs of like softer material jeans. I've also gotten a couple long skirts. So they're kind of like midi length, and they're both obviously like extremely comfortable, like more comfortable than any pants I could wear. And I also think they look like nice and professional, but like still cute. And yeah, it's like good because I feel like in the summer you can wear them and they're a bit cooler than pants, especially jeans. In the winter you can always layer like tights or even like leggings under if you're really cold. And yeah, like obviously you can also wear them outside of work. The next section I have is food, and I only have one here. It's just smoothies. I think last summer I got kind of into making smoothies just because it was like a good hot weather food. And I recently got a new immersion blender because I broke my other one on accident. But the new one is very good and can like make smoothies directly. So it's like very easy to clean, which I like because I hate cleaning blenders. I've been making two kinds. One is like more just fruity, mango, pineapple, like tropical fruits, like coconut water, and then green, like I have like a greens powder. And then the other one would be like banana, chocolate, almond butter. I like putting like cacao nib that gets blended. So it's still kind of like crunchy. And like coconut flakes, milk. Yeah. So that's like, I mean, that's more like the flavor that I like just because it feels like a healthier way to have like a chocolate milkshake. But yeah, I've been really liking that too. I'm just going to quickly mention some of the like music and books that I've been liking. Recently, I've been listening to, Kehlani's self-titled album, and it's so good. It's like true, kind of like classic quintessential R&B, and there's so many good features on it. It's the album that has Folded on it, but yeah, it has like a bunch of other songs. Highly recommend. And if you're looking for a song recommendation from the album, I would recommend Back and Forth with Missy Elliott as one to listen to. And then the second album I listen to a lot is Lock It by Madison Beer, which is not new, but she just released a deluxe album like a couple of days ago. And obviously on the original album, in the original album, one of my favorites is called Healthy Habit. And then in the deluxe, she has a song called Lover Girl that I really like as well. And in the music video, it's her with her boyfriend, like her actual boyfriend in the music video, which I think is like very sweet. And then the last album I've been listening to recently is Middle of Nowhere by Casey Musgraves. And yeah, I mean, I usually don't like country, but I feel like everyone likes Casey Musgraves. And I think the album's really good. I really like the song Back on the Wagon and Mexico Honey. So I'd recommend those. It's very like calm. I mean, a little folksy and indie, but also really like interesting and heartfelt songs. Something about maybe just her being like a little bit older than some of the pop girlies makes her songs just like hit harder to me. Like I feel like she's been through a lot. But yeah, so I've been really liking those three albums, like very different vibes. But I kind of just like to mix it up. The thing I want to mention is the book I just finished is The Overstory by Richard Powers. And I read one of his other books, Playground, last year. It follows basically a handful of characters who all, through some way, become involved in trees. And that sounds kind of, I don't know, like I don't think that would jump off the page to me at first if someone told me that. But all the characters are really different in the ways they like connect to or consider trees. But it also has a lot of beautiful writing about like nature and like non-human living beings and their like beauty and their right to live and like exist. It definitely made me think a lot more deeply about trees. And I mean, I feel like even just a small example of like them talking about how some trees live for like 500 years, it just like really puts a lot into perspective instead of being so human centric. But yeah, it was just also a really beautiful story and like really good writing and really easy to read. It didn't read like a nature conservation book. It just read like a beautiful book, and then you like step away from it seeing nature and the earth in a renewed way, which I think is like the mark of a good book. Okay, I think that's all. This is like 30 minutes long, so I hope when you're watching this, you're not getting that whole amount. Let me know if you guys like the more like chit-chatty video. I definitely like the vlogs too, but I thought it'd be fun to like kind of switch it up. And I really want to talk about like some of the stuff I've been doing and like enjoying. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Okay, bye.